Hello, everybody. Welcome to Ken Knows Gambling. And it's time to start a new one, 20 and 0. And we're going to do it with my, the way that I played blackjack when I gambled for a living. This was back when I was in my 20s, back in the 80s. And I promise you, the way that I play, all the rules that I had set for myself, you've probably never seen anything like it. And by the way they structure their minimums and their maximums these days, you'll never see it again. You just won't. I made this whole thing up. Me and my dad used to play at home. I mean, literally thousands and thousands of hands until we honed this way. I played this way for months. And then, of course, I did sports betting, and then I started getting into Texas Hold'em, and really I built my whole knowledge of gambling, or the good base, while I was there doing this for a living. This thing has absolute rules to it, and to the blackjack player of today, you're gonna look at it and go, you're fucking nuts. I mean, that's not how you play blackjack. Well, it's how I played it, and I did it for a couple of years. I even did it after I left Vegas. I'd go to Tunica about every other weekend. I still had the minimums and maximums to deal with. So the first thing that you have to know what it is a 9-step martingale. I was fully aware of the risks, fully aware. And when I first started playing this, when I got off the plane, I played it $1, $2, $4, $8. I was winning. You're talking about slow grinding. But I played session after session after session. I mean, I had to play probably 8 hours a day to get what I needed. I mean, it was a job. And I finally went from that, and I worked my way up to 5, 10, 20, 40, 80. It's $2,555, okay? And this is how I did it. This is how I went. When I got off the plane, I had enough for 2 hits, like $1,500. I had 4 days at the Aladdin Hotel. This is exactly how I started. I had already pre-bought 4 days at the Aladdin Hotel. That tells you how long ago this was. And by the time I got done with 4 days, I had made enough money to move into a furnished apartment. Now, I was down on Skid Row, and back where the gunshots are going off every night type of thing. But I was just a few blocks away from where I played. So anyway, rules. This thing has rules. When I was doing the first rule was no drinking. While I was doing this, I could not drink one drop. Very important. Okay. It also had time limits in it, and other rules in it that I'll have to share. Put everything that I'm fixing to share with you in one big roll bag, and that's how I played. Most of the time, it was either one deck or two. Really, back then, only parts of the strip had multi-shoes, so I kept it with one deck or two. So for us, we're just going to play with one. So another rule, okay, was I played no longer than a 15-minute session. It's not about money goals. I didn't come up with loss limits and, win goals and all that until later, as I learned, got into John Patrick, blah, blah, blah. So it wasn't about a win goal. It was a time goal. Or if I got up to the 5th level, Once I broke the 4th and went to the 5th level, my next win, my very next win, ended a session. It don't matter if I got there from, cash chips in, here we go, 5 lost, 10 lost, 20. As soon as I got to that 5th bet, it was win and get out. Win and get out. I was doing everything in my possible power to keep them from beating me 9 in a row. Now, the next thing is a lot of people go, well, I wouldn't bet, 3 or 4, 500 for $5. Well, I wouldn't either. But you got to understand, it wasn't like coming up to the table and go, here's 300 to win 5. Yes, that would be just all-time stupid. It wasn't that. I was betting $2,550 that you couldn't beat me 9 times in a row. That was the bet. So it was the whole encompassing thing was the bet, not just how much I'm doing for how much I'm going to win. Okay. Next rule. Now this is going to kill you right here, I promise you. I didn't play basic strategy. Ooh, what do you mean? All right. I never split and I never doubled down. Ever. So I know you blackjack players are going, well, what you're nuts. Remember, it's this whole system is a whole bunch of rules. Okay. I had X amount of dollars, it could take me 9. That's it. It was all about a win. And if I got a blackjack at 3-2, that was a bonus. Okay, that's why I only did this on blackjack. I never did it on any other game. Okay, just this. So no splits, no double downs, nothing. Just go for the win. All right. So now you're starting to see all these different rules I've got in place for myself. All these so-called protections that I have for myself. Okay. And that, I guess, is pretty much it. I think. If something comes, while we get into it, I'll let you know. But the big ones are, you get to the 5th, that's it. Win it and get out of there. And then time limit max. So whatever I had at the end of a session. So a session was either get to the 5th, anything over the 5 and win it. I could be there, 3 minutes. It just gets me that high real quick. Boom, I win, get out. $5 win, bye. Don't care. It's all about survival, doing it this way. I ate Valium like crazy. Became addicted to Valium, actually. When I got back home after 2 years, I had to get off the shit. It was just about a win. Get money in the bank. So, my entire day, now if it took me 3 hours, 2 hours, sometimes I'd get to level 6 or 7 and I'd get a blackjack. Well, hell, all I wanted is $200 a day. I did my envelope system back then. This is where I come up with this shit. I had bills to pay, rent to do, food to buy. And then I had excess and I had fun, And so any of my excess, I split it between excess and fun. Anything over 200. 200 went in the bank. I actually opened up a bank account, checking account. Just like I've explained in many of my other videos. I lived exactly like that. I lived by myself. I had no friends. I didn't want any friends. I was there with a horse with ultra blinders on. When I sit at the table, no chit chat. You wanted to talk about some bullshit and a neighbor, leave me alone. Okay, very unfriendly. Just do what I need to do. All right. I would buy in for about $300. Okay. The rest of my $2,555 is sitting over here in my pocket. The money's in my pocket. All right, every once in a while, I have to pull out money to make a bet, and I'd have to pull it out, But there was no sense to me, there was no sense in buying in for that much money when most of the time I could do it within that $300. Most of the time, not all the time, but most. So, all right, that's how I did it. So this is my little clock that we're going to end up using, like so. And this is one deck of cards, brand new. And so a session in this particular 20-0, it'll be a little bit unfair because it's not a win goal. It's a time goal, or if you get to that 5th level, you got to quit. So if I win with $5, it's a session win. But I may have to play many sessions in a day instead of one session and out the door, like eventually I learned how to do. So, if I end up being 20-0, well, it's not probably quite the same as anything else that we've been doing. So, to be all honest with you. But it is what it is. Alright, let's get these jokers out of here. Actually, I'll need one of them as the cut card. And one deck is easier to handle. And then when I get ready, we'll go ahead and put the timer on. And start. Man, this felt is so bad. And if you notice, I'm sitting down. I'm sitting down, man. Really and truly, I could have played craps at this level, just sitting. Somebody, one of my subscribers said that. They said, man, get you a chair. And one thing I never learned how to do is shuffle like they do. I just can't do it. I can't do it. So, I can shuffle like most normal people. So that's how I'll shuffle. Alright. And then, you cut the cards. Yeah, it won't even go in there. Uh-oh. Like so. And then we take it and put it right there at the bottom. I think we'll be good right there. All right, so first bet is $5. And he gets a blackjack right off the start, so that's actually $7.50. And I don't have 50 cents, so I do have 7. All right. And then, oh, where's my little gizmo here? I'm not a professional blackjack dealer either, so y'all have to get over that somewhat. There's my bank. Like so. So then I just keep that there and we'll rack profit over there. Okay. Here we oh, sorry, didn't start my clock. We'll let that run just a little bit. Now, I didn't have a clock back there. I looked at my watch. When I sat down, oh, it's 5 after 9. You know, I knew at 20 after that had to be it. So I'll let that run a little bit. So I cannot play any more than 15 minutes at the end, or sooner. So here we go. All right, I would stay. There's 10, 19. That's a winner for me. They pay me 5. I'll just throw it over there. Hopefully you guys can see this. I'm trying to. Let me move them right here. I know you can see them there. Now, another rule. If they had a 6, 5, 4, 3, or a 2 showing, I would hit. If I had a 2, 3, if I had a 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, that's almost like basic strategy. I would hit. Okay? So I would hit this. If they had, you know, the 9, 10, jack, you know, face card, then I would always hit. So that was sort of basic strategy there, but still not quite. Anyway, I would stop there. Okay. So that's 13, 14, 15, bust. So I win another one. And these will get better shuffled up as we go. Let's put that over in the pile. There's a 10. A lot of you people, oh, that's your double opportunity. No doubling, no splitting. I'm telling you, my overall way I played this, you guys are probably going nuts. But anyway, 10. I didn't double, but I definitely hit. But now I got to be the dealer too, so he would flip over if he had a blackjack. It won't alter the way I'm going to do it, I promise you. Okay, just to make sure he does not. So I take a hit. There's 13. I got to take a hit. 20. So I stop. 18. I win another one. You said, oh my God, you've won so many in a row. I have. That happened a lot. Which makes my regression up in pull even better now. But it won't, I promise you. Alrighty. So 3 of 13 against the 8, I'm hitting. 13 against the 8, I'm hitting. And that's too many. So my first loss. And we go to 10. 9 versus a 5. I would hit. 18. 7. 11. 21. I lose. So they take my precious 10. And we go to 20. Now, 5, 10, 20, 40, 40. If I have to bet 80, then it's win and get out. Okay, but right now we're at 20. I hope when I watch this back, hopefully it'll all be in there. There's a 20. I stop. 12, 22, too many. I win that 20. Like so. Come back, come up to 5. Now here was the cool part. I knew I had won 5. I put the rest back and look at what happens to the rack. It's all good. I didn't have a rack then. I just knew what I was doing. All right, there's a 10. There's 17 versus a 9. I stop. 19, I lose. And this will be the last hand of this deck. Okay, 16 versus a 10. I hit back then. I got to make sure it's Okay, 16 versus a 10, I had to hit. There's 19. 13, 18, I win. Deck is out. And I win my 10. And life is good so far. Keep 5 out here, put 5, I knew that, put that right there. And this is how I played, y'all, for months and months. This is it. This is the only thing that I played. I did try to learn other things, while I was there, but a lot of times that first few months, I was still scared to get. I was just in my late 20s. Doing something absolutely I wanted to do. I wanted to see if it could, if I could do it. And, I wasn't out there to make friends and, all that crap. Just gamble for a living, and I did a lot of learning out there. And a lot of my trial and error mistakes, stupid mistakes, were from my excess money. I go get drunk or go drink and go play that, and then you start learning what stupidity really is. But I still did it, not in my bankroll, but always my excess. All right. We'll just cut with my hand. We'll slide this. Come on. All right, here we go. We're back down to 5. Okay, 6 or 16. Make sure you don't have a blackjack, so you hit. That's 12. 22, loser. Go to 10. Make sure you don't have a blackjack. 15 versus that. I had to hit. That's too many. And we go to 20. There's the 11. These now, you guys are screaming, double down, double down. Nope, just win. That was all it was about. Just win the freaking hand. So I hit. There's a 20. Versus 18, I win. Because if I doubled and lost, it screws everything up. Just go for the win. So that's a $5. We go back to 5. Put the rest right there. Easy peasy. There's a 12 versus a 9. I hit. There's 19. 12. Ooh, 18, 19, 20, 21. I think I got beat on that one. Oh well. Lose that. Come out with 10. Stay. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. I win that one. They pay me my 10. And what you're seeing so far is I've made it to the 20 bucks, 5, 10, 20. A lot of times, not always now, but a lot of times, those 4, it'd be 4, win 1, 3, win 1, win 2 in a row, lose 2 in a row. A lot of times, I'd say 75% of the time, that's sort of how it went. But boy, when you get up to 8 or 9, I got up to 9, 5 or 6 times in my whole career out there, and your butt will pucker, Jack. Now, I had enough over time. I could have went bust 2 or 3 times, but you just didn't want to. Anyway, 8 versus a 4. Obviously, you hit the 8. There's 18. 6, 16, too many. And that's another reason I played 1 or 2 decks. I just thought that was the right thing to do. I never, even when I went down to the strip and played, it seems like there would also, you know, anytime it would get real high, it would be because there was a Chinese dealer that had a face of stone, man. You knew they did not give a shit. They probably wanted to take it all. It's just the vibe was bad on the strip. I hated the strip. Hated it. Stayed over there at the Four Queens area, Land Ho, and all that other shit downtown because I lived down there. Anyway, we're at 10 minutes. We know that we've got to be cognizant of time. Now, I know I'm talking a lot, but there's my blackjack. Let's see if he's got one too. He don't. So that's $7.50. Now remember, that's 2 blackjacks. 50 cents and 50 cents is $1. So that just made up for it right there. Now, what I'm doing is I'm looking to see how much money I've won too. Because if I got close to $45 or $50, I'd walk. I just would. I just didn't want to stay there too long. And so, there's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 55, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a $60 session right there. Anytime I got over about 50, 60 bucks, that was a good session. That didn't even mean nothing. I had a good session. I'm done. Get up. So session 1 is over right now. Based on my rules and how I do it, that was it. I didn't need to take it to the limit of the time. I didn't have to. So there we go. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. First session is in the book. I got to figure out what I want to do about this stuff over here. Uh-oh, where's that other? There it is. Like so. Now, if I have quick sessions, then I will probably do multiple since I'm able to sit down. But I'm going to put this. This is the rest of that $2,555 over here. And what I need to do, I'll come up with something so I can do, you know, so there's 50. It went in my pocket. And then I played till I got 200 or over. Then I went back to my hotel room, got them envelopes out, separated stuff. That's just how I did it. But anyway, session 1 is in the books. So I would be very, very, very surprised if this thing, the way I did it, and the way I, you know, if I had to have a gun to my head and go back and do it again, limits were good where I could do it. This is exactly how I would play blackjack. I know people are going to call me nuts. But if you look at all the rules I put into place, stop losses and time, and if you get, you know, a certain level, you got to quit. It was all designed just to hit and leave, hit and leave, hit and leave. Even way back then, it was hit and leave, hit and leave. Because you stay anywhere too long, you know. And even doing it that way, I got to 9. Half a dozen times. And that sucks, buddy. That does. But I think once on my 9th, I got a blackjack too. So, you know, I'm betting like $1,280, whatever I was betting. And so, hell, that was an extra 6 on, you know, hey, that was good. Hell, that was 2 or 3 days worth, you know. Take a vacation day off type of thing. So that happened too. Anyway, session 1 in the books, a little bit longer because I had to explain it. So hopefully you guys, you know, you want to go back and watch this again. If you got questions on my rules, how I really set stringent rules for myself, you can let me know. Now, obviously, I know I'm going to have people go, well, Ken, you're stupid and blah, blah, blah. And I get it. You're going to do it. You're out there. I feel it, right? But this is not how I would teach blackjack today. Under today's rules and minimums, and that's where I got into regression up and pull. You can't do what I did back then, right? I'm not professing anybody play a martingale. I'm not. But most people, even that play martingale now, they have to go 5, 6, maybe 7. That ain't enough. I think 9 is the magic. I always have. 9 seems to be the magic. They just won't let you get there now. But anyway, session 1 in the books. We're just going to call it BJ, which we know stands for something else. But for us, it's blackjack. Blackjack 20. Blackjack KKG. Maybe I'll name it something like that. Blackjack KKG stand. Let me see if I can get this a little. I think we're good. Kkg Way. Whatever. You'll know what it is. We're 1-0. I would not be surprised if this hits 20. So that's it. I hope you guys like this, man. I hope you do. After this loses, and hell, who knows when it'll lose. It might lose the next time, just like anything else. But then I'll do, I'll move over to Baccarat. There's a couple strategies I want to do over there. And then roulette, a couple I want to do over there. And that's it. And then I'll go back to craps. I know that's where most of you want to be anyway. So anyway, man, thank you. Got any questions? Comment, email. Be great. See ya.